It turns out we're all of us time travelers. We as humanity collectively made the choice shortly after World War II. We traveled back to the year of our Lord 1550 or thereabouts, when music was in its natural state, furniture. For thousands of years, music was just furniture. But starting in the 18th century, music began to cease to be a craft and it began to elevate itself to art level. It became descriptive. Little by little, themes began to make sense to describe events, thoughts, and feelings. This culminated in the golden age of opera and propagated to other genres, including, I don't know, folk music, popular music, musical comedy, and even dance music. The trend continued until the end of World War II. That's when we collectively decided we no longer wanted music to be descriptive. We wanted it to return to its original utilitarian form. Decorative. In other words, furniture. Think about it. Chuck Berry, Paul McCartney, Taylor Swift, songwriters, yes. Composers, nobody calls them that. Now, why is that? They do compose music, right? Yes, but they're not composers. There weren't any composers in the 10th century or the 13th century anywhere on this planet. There weren't any in ancient Egypt, Greece, or even Rome. Tunesmiths, yes. Songwriters, yes. Composers, not so much. Music was mostly improvised. Preserving it in some written format, it wasn't worth it. Attempts were made, most notably in ancient Greece, like Pythagoras even had a semblance of music theory, but all of it was somehow half-assed, not very convincing. You can absolutely admire furniture. Some pieces are beautiful and comfortable, but it's still furniture. It's not art as we know it. It doesn't elevate your spirit. It doesn't give you goosebumps. Well, music back then was largely the same. Leonardo da Vinci famously proclaimed that, how did he put it? Music is not an art because it dies the moment it is born. Which is why today, so many years after our time travel adventure, the question, do you like music? Sounds a bit odd. It's like asking, do you like furniture? Unless, of course, you're a furniture designer. Mind you, some furniture designers are truly gifted. Some are geniuses. But can you classify their product as art? I mean, when you go to a museum like the Met or the National Gallery, if you are a reasonable, sane person visiting a museum, do you look at paintings and statues, or do you examine the Baroque chairs in the decorative art section? Now, to be sure, there are people like that. There's Sargent, Monet, and Rembrandt next door, and this person barely graces them with a glance, and then spends an hour examining chairs and trinkets. That person is either slightly insane or more likely a poseur, doing their best to come off as original. Which is why, do you like music? Sounds a bit odd today. That's the reason. Well, not entirely. There is another reason. You see, we, humanity, we miss the era when music was descriptive, when what it conveyed could make you feel, dream, envision, sympathize, be awed, give you goosebumps. Now, even folks who haven't been truly exposed to descriptive music and only know bits and pieces from movies and TV shows, they too miss it, even without knowing it. which is why they expect today's music, including popular music, to be descriptive, and which is why they're disappointed each and every time. Let me tell you briefly about the golden age of opera. Forget everything anyone has ever told you, every preconception you hold. It's all myth. The golden age of opera lasted about 80 years, and during those years, 5 composers created 16 genuine masterpieces. Most other operas, they range from not bad to tedious, with flashes of brilliance and honorable mentions in between. And here's something professionals rarely admit, even those who are aware of it. Opera wasn't written for musicians, not for singers, not for conductors, not for directors, not for critics. It was written for you and for me, the ticket holders. The genius composer had you in mind, not the middleman. Another myth is that opera is complex, too sophisticated for most people. That is total bullshit. Opera is, in fact, simple to grasp, easy to appreciate. Goosebumps and all, it started out as, and should still be, a popular art form. Symphony is a bit more complex, true. Opera, it's very simple. Those who believe otherwise, they just need a few pointers, and then inevitably they will fall in love with it. The process isn't difficult. It's, as a matter of fact, it's full of joy. Here's another point some aficionados might frown on. Opera should be performed mainly in a language that the audience understands, which in the case of these United States happens to be the English language. I mean, good translations exist for every libretto out there. Yes, originals align with the music, but a skilled translator preserves that alignment beautifully. You're not obligated to study Italian, German, French, or Russian to appreciate fully your favorite piece or to be able to sing it in the shower. That's absurd. Yes, they sing it in those languages because it's more convenient for them, whereas they should be making it more convenient for you. You are the one for whom the composer wrote it. As a matter of fact, Wagner and Tchaikovsky insisted that their operas be translated when performed abroad. And mind you, unlike many other opera composers, Wagner never engaged anyone's help and wrote his own libretti. And yes, some productions are, let's say, imperfect, to put it mildly. More than half, actually. I mean, directors, conductors, singers, they're human. They make mistakes. Learning to avoid poor productions and seeking out the truly excellent ones is a skill you can acquire easily and enjoyably. I'll continue this story, the excellent opera story, on my site. There will be illustrations, video, audio, and subtitles done properly. Yes, that part is extremely important, by the way. In my experience, opera subtitles are terrible. Well, not in my videos, they won't be. Join me, and you'll discover a whole new universe. And soon enough, you'll speak about opera like an expert. Cheers. Thank you for watching. I'm Ricky Vernio, coming to you from Brooklyn, New York, and I'll see you soon.